And David goes to Gryffindor.
Nah, I don't see him as a Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Or he goes to Slytherin.
Nah.
Slytherin.
He's like a Hufflepuff.
What's a Hufflepuff?
David.
Is that part of the Harry Potter thing? Harry Potter series is Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff is a house.
It's a house.
Oh, you know, I'm thinking of HR Puff and Stuff.
HR
Puff and Stuff. HR Puff and Stuff. You can't get a little, but you can't get enough.
That was an old show. If you guys have never seen HR Puff and Stuff, it's a classic.
Watch it on acid.
It's about Jimmy and his golden flute and this witch that really wants his golden flute. And she tries to take it from him all the time.
No, Jimmy. Don't let him take me.
That's pretty good.
No, dude. I practice it every night before I go to bed.
That's weird. But, yeah. Dude, so today I got up. I got up today. And,
right on.
Which is a win, first of all.
That's
I woke up.
Did you make your bed when you first got up?
I did, actually. I did.
That's a win. You won the day already.
You can't change the world till you make your bed,
Exactly.
So, and then all of a sudden I hear this Discord like beep go off on my computer.
Nice.
And it's Mitch going, "Good morning." And then I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he goes, "I like to think that you only get on Discord to talk to me." And I'm like, "That's literally why I get on Discord."
That's all
Mitchell.
you do. That's all you do.
I literally just got to talk to Mitchell.
You and Mitchell just talk the
He's
whole
like my
time.
coworker.
Yeah, Mitchell's like just one of the boys.
Yeah. He's just one of the boys.
He's just one of the boys.
Just one of the boys.
Just one of those astrophysicist boys.
Yeah. I think you got it wrong, but I'm going to go
All
with
the same thing.
I'm like, almost.
Yeah, whatever. It happens.
But, yeah. I don't have anything else for this. So,
Hey, David, why don't you...
hey, can you...
hey, David, let's just talk for a little bit longer. Hey, how's your day going?
It's pretty good, man. I woke up, so that's a win, first and foremost.
Yeah, did you make your bed?
I did. That's the first thing I did.
You made your bed. That's good.
Yeah.
You always have to do that. That's like basically how you win the day.
Yeah,
You basically won the day before you even started.
can't change the world. You can't make your bread.
You can't change your morals if you don't eat.
And then I got my Discord beep went off, and then I got up and it was Mitchell.
Mitch.
And then he told me, he was like, "Dude, I like to think that you only get on Discord to talk to me." And I'm like, that's
you kind of do.
That's exactly what I do.
You know they have Discords for like video games, and they have Discords for which one are they doing? Shadow Colossus, David. Shadow Colossus, where they show how to like beat. There's another beast or another like giant you can defeat. It's like a secret one. And they took them like 20 years to find it. And there's a Discord of people trying all these different types of playthroughs, trying to figure out how to get them. It's crazy stuff. I only watched 5 minutes of it, but it seemed wild. I got bored.
You know what the best computer notification sound would be?
HR Puff and Stuff.
Our intro. David, roll it.
Oh.
I'm Drumm.
I'm Drummer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 64.
That's week 64, guys. That's 6 times 6 equals 36 plus 5 equals 41. 41 plus 8, 49 plus 1, 50 plus 6, 56 plus 4, 60 plus 4, 64.
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
And this is a podcast about brotherhood and the 4 S's, the supernatural.
The stanky host. 4 S's?
I say 4, I meant 3. As always, this HR private stuff. And as always, this is the podcast about. I almost said this is the host of the podcast. So many. This is a podcast about brotherhood and the 3 S's: storytelling,
the supernatural,
and self-improvement. Welcome back, you guys.
That's the one I never remember is self-improvement.
Yeah, me too. It's probably the one that we need the most.
Yeah, we need it. I need it more than ever.
So bad.
Yeah.
So, dude, what's up, man? How's your week?
Bro, it's been a busy week.
Tell me why.
Well, I think it's been a pretty hard week for a few of us. We've all had our own shits and giggles.
I've just had giggles.
I've just been destroying my body, and I feel like shit.
What happened, dude?
I just hurt myself.
You popped your shoulder out of place.
Yeah,
I feel like we should talk about that. So let's. Oh, he doesn't know the story.
I've told him.
Tell him it's the best story. It's so manly the way he pops his shoulder out.
So stupid.
It's great.
So usually when I like when me and my coach JP, when we do a lot of like workouts and stuff, we do a lot of like shoulder movements. It starts to get tender, and if I've told this before, Matthew destroyed my shoulder I think a year ago
at the polo game.
It was
a year or
Caleb.
two ago at our polo game. Matthew pulled it out of place and was beating me underwater, and I couldn't get out of the water to fix my shoulder. And so ever since then, my shoulder's been a wreck. So I had to go and rehabilitation for 3 months just to rebuild my shoulder strength and everything. So I was able to even lift things over my head. It was a really bad and sad moment for me, and I was very hurt. So
you should have beaten.
Recently,
I failed you as an older brother because you didn't fight back. You just took it.
Matthew, my shoulder was out of place.
So what?
I was scared that my shoulder wasn't going to go back in.
You telling me a lion bites your arm off, you're not going to try and fight it with the other arm? I'm a lion, bro.
So what happened is
no, you didn't
we
like
were
that
doing
one.
a workout, and there was a lot of pull-ups and stuff and a lot of shoulder movements. And I felt it getting tender, but I thought it was fine usually because I did all my pull-ups. I was fine. I did all our muscle-ups. I was fine. Literally anything like toes to bar. I was fine. I go to do V-ups, 30 V-ups or something like that.
Which don't use your shoulder.
At all.
All I'm doing is I have my arms up like this, and I go like that. And so all I did was get my arm, and I went up. And like the third one that I did, I went forward, and my shoulder popped out sideways, and I was like, ha! And I turned over on my side. I had to like push it in. And I just kind of laid there for a little bit because I was like in pain. JP's like, what happened? And I was like, my shoulder popped out again. He's like, you good? And I was like, I think so. But I already knew it was going to be just super sore the next few days, like it normally is if it does it like that. I mean, it doesn't do it often, just like maybe like this is like the first time it's happened in like 2 months, 2-3 months. So it doesn't happen often. But yeah, it kind of sets me back a little bit. So I had to give it a few days of rest.
Shouldn't it not be happening ever?
Well, the thing is, once you dislocate it once, and then if it dislocates again within like 5 minutes of that, and so it dislocated once with Matthew, and then when I was playing against my cousin Caleb in water polo, he took my shoulder over and pulled it over his arm, so it popped out again, and it took me about 30 seconds to get that one back in. And so once I got that one back in, I got out of the water, and I couldn't swim, I couldn't move my arm up. So after that, I was like, okay, I'll give it a week off. So I took a week off from CrossFit and everything, and I went back into it. This is all pre-COVID, and went back to the gym, started working out, and anytime I would do any type of pull, any type like picking up a weight, anything, pop right back out, and it would take a while to put it back in. So I realized, I went online and researched and stuff, and it told me that the more your shoulder pops out and the longer it goes out there for, the tendon in the back gets looser, and that's where it's popping out at. So it's harder for it to get. It takes a while for this to get stronger again. So that's why it pops out so much. So once COVID hit, we didn't go to the gym at all for a very long time. So I just kind of started doing more mobility work on my shoulder and stuff and kind of strengthening that. So did I gain like 10 pounds? Yes. And was it all muscle? No. But at least I was able to get my shoulder healthy again. So it's good now. Just every once in a while, if I do too much to it, it kind of goes a little wild, a little wanky. There's a little thing to know about me. I have a bitch ass shoulder.
And you never thought to go to the doctors?
They said that I would most likely need surgery to kind of put everything back together. Like not really not that it's like broken or anything, but just to kind of like get everything tight again. And they said you could do that, or you just try and strengthen it and just kind of go through your athletic days, and then once you get older, then go to do surgery. And I was like, I'll probably do that. I don't want to do it right now. Then I'll be out for like 6 months. Stupid.
But you've been in surgery before.
I've had surgery on my stomach.
And so did Matt. Matt had it for his
The tonsils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got tonsils taken out.
Yeah. And then I had laughing gas. Is that going under?
I think so, because you go unconscious, don't you?
Yeah. And then that was for the weird bubble story that I told you guys a couple months ago.
You were conscious when they took off your sea anemone wart.
I was conscious. So I had a wart-infested hand. I literally got them in the sandbox when I was in kindergarten. And
You got them that young?
Uh-huh.
I thought you got them in high school.
they came back.
Oh, they came back.
Yeah, so I got them all over my arm. I know I've told this story before, but long story short, I got them all over my arm. My mom wouldn't let me stay home from school, but she didn't want me to go in a long sleeve for some reason because it was hot outside. I don't know, but she got like athletic tape, And she ripped off little pieces, and then she put them all over the warts that were all over my arm, and she sent me to school like that.
See, at least there though, she was like thinking of maybe her reputation against you compared to Dalton when she was just like, no, it's fine, go to school, and he had a broken arm.
Yeah.
You didn't go to school though, did you?
I went to school for 2 weeks.
I feel like
I got annoyed because getting on the monkey bars.
I feel like the time for it gets longer every time I tell the story. Anyways, but so I had the little pieces of paper all over the place. Kids are evil at that age. So
you look like the Grinch.
No,
after the Grinch shaves his face.
Basically, but all over my arm.
Christmas.
And I got called Mummy Boy for probably about 3 months. It is what it is. But then they came back when I was in high school. I started out right here on my
I
thumb.
feel so bad. I was so mean to Matthew.
Right here on my thumb, and then they came over here and like they just started like infesting my hands. Like they were all over the place. If you ask anybody on the water polo team, let me preface this by saying I was very conscious about it and self-conscious about it at the same time. So I was conscious in that I made sure it never touched anybody else. I was self-conscious in that I usually had my hand closed because I didn't want anybody to see.
So then you just ended up punching people in the face.
No, I did not do that. So, but when I would get out of the water, I had one big one in the middle of my hand, and it would get super soaked, and it would literally look like a sea anemone. Like if you look from the top down, how it has like individual like bristles,
It's like its own little eye.
you could see, and then you would see like inside this like dark mass. So I started going to this dermatologist, and they gave me everything. And every time they would walk in,
They would freeze your hand, huh?
they'd walk in, but every time it was the strongest stuff they had, right? So they would come in, they'd be like, all right, man, this is the strongest stuff we have. You can't get this on the streets. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And so it would hurt every time. It was like this like deep burning pain, like all the way into like your wrist.
I hate it.
And then finally the last one, the doctor came, he goes, hey, this is the strongest stuff we had. And I was like, you've told me that for like 3 months now. I don't know. Like, I don't care. It's not going to work. Like for whatever reason, my warts just got stronger. So then, finally they did it that last time, and it was really bad. Like I thought that they had gotten it because like it blistered over. My hand was super tender. I couldn't swim for the week. We had swim meets. I remember telling Howard about it. And then sure enough, like once it settled down, everything went away. It was just still there. Like nothing changed. Like I think some of the ones like on the other other hand,
that
like,
main one.
that main one was just there.
Yeah.
The main one got scooped out and looked like the black mark from Pirates of the Caribbean.
So what they ended up having to do was they had to put a shot in my hand.
What's that called? The black mark? Is it?
The black mark.
And numb my entire hand. Then they took a razor blade. They literally cut it open, pulled the seed out, and then cauterized the middle of my hand. And it looked like the inside of a Hot Pocket for like a week.
Yeah, that sucks.
That
I
shit
only
was
had
nasty.
one right here for like 3 years. And I had it frozen over twice. Didn't go anywhere. Then the third time they did it. And then I would wrap it, and it turns like a bubble. It turns like a big bubble. And then actually after that, like I forgot about it, and when I went to go look, it was just gone. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't have a wart anymore. It was just one little one.
Yeah. Do you remember when Grandma froze Lexi's wart off on her knee?
Yeah.
So my cousin had one on her knee, and then I remember we were in the den of my grandma's house, and they went and they bought like the freeze away stuff from CVS or whatever, and Lexi was sitting there, and it said to like press into the wart really hard. So my grandma did it, and my grandma jabbed that thing in my cousin's knee so hard. She's like, and Lexi's screaming, crying bloody murder. Yeah. And then when she took it off, you could see the indent on it, and I think it went away. I've never heard anything else from it, but yeah,
it seemed to work. But I remember that. I remember her screaming, and it did not look pleasant.
Yeah.
Warts are fuck you up, man.
I don't even know what they are. Like are they a skin virus? I'm assuming that's what it is.
I think so. I think it's like a mole, but like it's just more active and more aggressive than a mole is.
Is a mole bad?
A mole could be like cancer. It's like a tumor.
Yeah, so can like.
Well, the raised ones are. The dot. Wait, guys, check your arms.
Oh, I saw this.
Check
I have
your
it.
arms.
I have it.
I've got it. Do you have it, Dalton?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that one.
It's on.
Explain what's happening. They're just watching us look at ourselves. So there is a. I think I saw it on TikTok.
It's on TikTok.
Humans are made by the government. If there's a birthmark, it's like on one of your arms or on the inside or something. I think it's this one.
I think it's this one.
Yeah. Right on your. On your left arm.
On your left arm, about halfway up your forearm.
Yeah, on your forearm. There's like should be a birthmark.
There should be a dot.
Yeah, and I guess that's how.
Do you have it, Dalton?
No, I'm unique.
See, that's why he's so into conspiracy theories. It's because he's not one of the government babies.
Yeah, no, I'm one of a kind.
I'm here to monitor you.
That would make a lot of sense, actually.
If
But-
you had a big brother to monitor you,
Yeah.
or if you weren't a government baby.
I wonder if I'd be different if I was the big brother.
You?
Yeah, if like you were the little one, I was the big
You
brother.
wouldn't be the attention hogger.
Yes.
Matthew's just as much of an attention hog as I am. What do you mean? Why do you think we have a show? Come on. We both like the attention.
You're right. I was wrong.
And when we have parties,
I
Matthew
can see.
talks just as much as I do.
Yeah, but I'm like
You're
intimate
different types of
conversations.
you command
one-
different types of attention.
Explain, David. The fuck does that mean?
Dalton, you're like the firework attention grabber. People look at you because you do something really big and really, really grand, but it also is like a really short time period. Matt's like the bonfire because he can just go and go and go. And as long as he's got a couple people just around him, he's solid. Does that make sense?
I don't know if that feels that makes me feel fucking stupid.
You're a firework.
Hey, fireworks are way more fun to look at.
I don't want to be, but yeah, for a second and they're gone forever.
Well, you keep coming back. I've been trying to get rid of you for years.
I hate David. David, don't talk for the rest of the podcast.
Okay.
You're done.
All right, you guys. So we finished the monthly challenge of me doing the splits, and I'm sorry, I failed. I got way closer than I thought I
That
was
looked
going
really good though.
Yeah, I'm like way closer. I'm so much more comfortable in it. I've repeated myself every week, but yeah. So we're gonna do a little bit of a different monthly challenge. We've got some big things going on. Cheese, our producer, has just moved into a new apartment, so he's settling in over there. Dalton's got a lot of tests coming up. He's coming to the near end of his schooling.
Say that again.
And I just finished a challenge, so I'm gonna sub in. We're gonna get a celeb shot on this monthly challenge. So
Celeb shot.
for the month of February, my Instagram is gonna be run by a social media manager.
An influencer.
An influencer.
Influencer?
Yeah, that's an app that she had. The person is Monique, my girlfriend. She has this app called Influencer, and I guess it's like where companies will send you products for you to review. And I guess when it first started, it was like for small up and coming brands, and then now it's like fucking Maybelline and like all these large.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
It's like all these like large corporations that are now using it to get like their upcoming products reviewed and this and that. So it's like you get the prototypes of a lot of these
So
things.
it's focus group, the app.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
But those people can then go out and like make posts about it and stuff. Do you get
Yeah.
paid for it?
No, I think you just get to keep the product.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So basically,
So
Mo
it's a
Money's
sample. It's a sample app.
Mo Money's just gonna take care of Matthew's Instagram, see how much.
She's taking it over. She already put up one post. I got 5 followers from it. So we'll see. Who knows?
Did you want to put the asterisk on that?
Because there was a couple waiting in the
Pending?
yeah, there's a couple pennies. I don't know if you have to accept it or if it automatically goes through, but I'll give it to her.
Let her have this. Well, let her have this victory, shall we?
Yeah. So
So do you, since she said 5 and she pretty much already got it, do you want to give her a new follower number to hit?
we're
She
gonna,
listens.
1,000,
no, we're gonna go.
2,000.
We're gonna go 15. That's including
1,000.
the 5, so 10 extra followers from now. What? Is that not good?
That's
I feel
not
like
good
that's a
enough.
lot.
That's not good
Okay,
enough.
well then, if you have a number in mind, why are you making me sit
I
here?
said 15,000.
What are you at right now?
856.
Am I?
Let's try.
Let's try and get you to 1,000.
Hold on.
That's fair.
Hold on.
With a month?
Yeah,
With a month?
I have 802 followers.
that's enough.
Let's try and get you to 1,000.
1,000. All right, Mo.
Mo
Sweetie,
Money, get him to 1,000.
get to it.
I feel like that's not too hard. With
Sweet.
you two, you've already got a backlog of content for her to steal to go on your account.
I'm scared though, guys. I gotta be honest here. This is very like I don't really use it. One, so like I don't really care. But then two, like I don't know what she has in her phone. I don't know what weird shit she has videotaped me doing.
Yeah, probably some weird stuff.
So you guys are gonna
man.
get some good stuff. Hopefully, we'll see.
Like, what do you mean by weird, Dalton?
Probably him just like being drunk and doing stupid shit.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, everyone has stuff on their phones with me doing that shit. So I hope someone has one of Matthew.
No. So, but yeah, so that's gonna be the monthly challenge, and then next month will be D-Rod.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hell yeah, cool. So it'll be D-Rod.
The longest month. Yeah, just give it to me.
Sweet Anita.
Oh my god. Yeah, probably. I'll do it again.
We've talked about Sweet Anita before.
Yeah, as you guys know, Sweet Anita, she's a Twitch streamer. She is from London or something like that.
She's English.
Yeah, she's from the UK.
Who's Sweet Anita?
which I'm gonna fucking tell you right now.
I showed you her earlier.
Oh, okay.
She has Tourette syndrome,
Okay.
and she gets hit on by guys a lot.
Well, she was doing a stream earlier, and in it she was answering a question about why she responds to girls hitting on her more than she does guys. She was like, I've been hit on like in the street publicly, like by tons of guys and a good amount of girls. And I've never once walked away from the situation being like, ooh, I should get that guy's number. Or like, ooh, that went well. Compared to like the girls.
Well, is she lesbian?
She's bi, I think.
Oh, okay, right on. So, focus on body versus focus on compatibility.
So the reason she said that the
fuck does that
guys
mean?
never worked out is because they focus everything that they do revolves around like her body and focuses on her body in that time frame that they're around her before they try to ask her out or pick her up or something, compared to the girls who take the time and invest it to like make sure they're compatible before they ask for the number or ask for another date or something like that.
Okay.
And I wanted to get your guys' take on that.
Well, I mean, you see it all the time on her Twitch streams anyway. It's like the guys at least that I see on there are super aggressive. So I'm sure she gets tired of that in general. And then in person, I can't remember. I watched a YouTube video of her, and she was explaining something about when she was in, like when she goes to Starbucks and stuff, sometimes guys will do things to instigate the twitch, to instigate the ticks. So I feel like she kind of gets uncomfortable with that stuff. Like sometimes she can't control it. And also it could come down to her feeling safer around women than feeling safer about men from past experiences as well.
Well, do you agree with her statements on kind of, because she was speaking from her own experience, but in that way she was kind of putting a blanket statement on it all? Do you think that when you guys hit on girls and stuff, apropos of nothing, not like someone you know, not someone you have a background with or whatever, that it tends to focus on looks or body or whatever you've gotten before you walk up to her? Like you're walking up already trying to get a number or something?
I mean, I'll have to go first. If I see somebody that looks attractive physically, then I will approach and get to know them on a deeper level.
But what does that mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to hit on somebody that I don't find attractive.
So you see an attractive girl at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And you're both waiting for your coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink coffee.
Can
Can I get lemonade?
You're at the whiskey store.
All right.
And you're both waiting for whiskey.
Okay.
And you think
the classic Jack Daniel.
and you think she's hot.
Yeah, right
So
on.
what would you do? How would you hit on her?
I'd walk up to her and be like, oh, you like whiskey? She'd be like, yeah, I'm at a whiskey store. And I'm like, all right, bitchy, I like it. And then I just vibe off of that. And that'd be bitchy back. Because who doesn't, if a person wants to fuck with you, then you fuck with them. They think that's like a challenge. They enjoy a challenge. So then you enjoy that conversation with them. They consider that playful. So you got to play off the energies. And playing off the energy is a big thing too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like in the first 5 to 10 minutes of a conversation with somebody, you can figure out if it's going to click or not. I think a lot of guys try to force that.
But what are you focusing on in those 5 to 10 minutes?
I have no fucking idea.
Like right now, you're saying like it's whiskey. Like you go up and talk about whiskey.
The concept of where you're at.
Like what about you, Matt?
I don't understand what you're going for.
You're at a vegetation shop.
A vegetation shop?
Yeah.
What is that?
You're at an aquaponic shop.
An aquaponic with Brendan. Okay. First of all, if Brendan's with me, I'm the last person anyone's going to.
They'd be staring at Brendan's eyes the whole time.
They'd be like, "Are you his friend?"
What a beautiful man that guy is.
I feel like I've always been very bad at hitting on women. Like, just I'm very bad at it. But I don't know. For me, it's always been about the conversation. Like that's where my head goes. Like even if I walk up to somebody and they're attractive, like I quickly get lost in the conversation. So like my goal, while maybe I come up thinking, oh, they are very attractive or whatever, I'm not like fucking standing there like, oh, nice ass. Like I'm not focusing on anything else like other than trying to have a conversation with them and see where the conversation goes. Like can they hold a conversation? Like, are they completely shut off, and I can clearly tell they don't want to have this conversation at all? If you don't, that's fine. Like, I'll leave you alone. Like, no worries.
So that's what I was trying to get at. A lot of what she was saying was like the guys would come up and just talk about, oh, hey, like you look gorgeous. I just wanted to come tell you that, blah, blah, blah. And then go from there. Or talk about how she looks instead of finding.
A girl coming being like, what's your month? What's your month sign?
Exactly.
Oh, you're a Virgo? Oh. I don't know what a Virgo means.
Is that how you think all girls hit on each other? Talk about astrology?
I guess so.
But no, that makes sense, because I feel like for guys, we tend to think of things like it's a straight line, like A, B. But we don't understand a lot of times that you can go in like these different directions to get to the same destination. So we tend to maybe not be necessarily direct, but like our intentions are quickly found out.
Yes.
Because it's like if we go too far off the path, we feel like we're steering off into a different direction. So we don't want to go that way. We need to get back to where we're trying to go, as opposed to like it's easier for women to, like, the same way we know how guys think, like it's easier for women to understand how another woman thinks. So it's like, oh no, this is okay. We'll get there eventually. Like it's like a slow roll, and as like guys, like we tend to like we take one step to the left and we're like freaking the fuck out. Like I'm losing it. I'm never going to get this chance again. And then by doing that, we just shoot ourselves in the foot because we're too fucking forward.
Sometimes things take time, and it's hard for us to realize it. And
that's very wise of you, Dalton.
It's personal experience, my man. Personal experience.
When you say you veer off, does that mean like you veer off and then is that like it's the fear of thinking it's going to be regarded as non-romantic?
It's very easy to get friend zoned, I feel.
Is the friend zone a thing?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah. I don't think you have to stay in there.
How would you define a friend zone?
I guess I don't know. Can we do a dictionary with David and figure out what the fuck friend zone actually means?
Dictionary with Dave.
All right. I mean, I think this is
Dictionary
more
with Dave.
Slang trivia, but since we're gonna do that later,
Caleb's probably so excited right now.
Caleb's such an avid listener. He's probably the most excited person on this podcast right
friend zone, a situation in which a friendship exists between two people, one of whom has an unreciprocated romantic or sexual interest in the other.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way of
And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I feel like we tend to think of this as like a guy getting friend zoned, but women get friend zoned too. Thing.
Sorry, you get up and it just weirds me out sometimes because I forget that you hurt your sciatica.
Yeah. I'll get to that later.
Oh yeah.
So you think it's a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, friend zone's definitely a thing, but like, everything can be fixed. But a lot of people don't want to have to go through the process of saying it out loud to the person because they don't want either the answer that they're scared they're going to get, which is denial, or being like, not denial, of them being like, oh no, would that be considered denial?
Rejection.
Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Would that be considered rejection? People hate rejection, so it's hard to live with that. And then it's embarrassing. And then
too, I feel like you get comfortable with people. So like, I guess to a certain point where you're like afraid to have the conversation because you're gonna lose the relationship that you do have. There's no going back after that.
Now, do you think that's different than two people who have like started out as friends and then one of them expresses the interest and maybe asked them out or something like that, and the other person's like, no, sorry. And then the first person's like, all right, cool. Shot my shot, whatever. We'll just go back to exactly what was happening before.
It won't be the same.
Is that being in the friend zone?
I mean, technically, yes. Cause
I think technically,
based off of that definition, yes.
It might help the person move on, though.
But I do think that, and also, too, I don't think it goes back to normal right away. But I think as time passes, and I think frequency of seeing each other has a lot to do with things like that too. Like if you still see that person on a consistent basis, you have to learn how to adapt and figure it out. So it's just kind of like, it may not go all the way back to normal, like what you had before, but there's just going to be like new boundaries set, and like you guys will figure out your relationship from that point,
Do you think the friend zone is a power dynamic, I guess, in the sense of like, I think the way you're talking about it is a lot different than, I think how it usually gets thrown around or portrayed, where it seems like it has more of a power dynamic than it is just a situation.
I don't know what you mean.
So like the way it's being taught, go ahead.
So it's like she like who's touching that? I think it's one of those things where it's like the power dynamic is like in this instance, let's say the guy is the one controlling the friend zone, right? Like he's the one that's rejecting the girl. And then it's like a power dynamic of like, I'm the prize. You're not going to get me, and I have more power over you because you want me. I don't want you.
I thought that was unintentional.
I can get you to do stuff for me because I know you would want. I'm
Yeah,
gonna dangle
this is after,
I'm gonna dangle this idea of being together.
Oh, this is after the person finds out they like the other person.
Or
Not
just
necessarily.
as long as the person in power, quotations, knows that they're in power.
I think that's definitely true. I think that's just the nature of like that relationship or like the way that is. But I don't know how many people. I guess people probably pick up on it.
I'm sure they do. Good guys versus bad boys. Let's talk about it.
I think that's what like a lot of girls will reject when people talk about the friend zone and they say, no, the friend zone doesn't exist. Is because
I've never heard anyone say that.
I've never heard anybody say
because
that.
then the guys are like, well, she won't date me, so I'm being friend zoned because she's choosing not to date me.
I think there's a difference.
And girls are saying no.
No. The friend zone exists. If a guy tells you they're being friend zoned and the other person doesn't like admit it, like it's possible for somebody just to not like somebody. Like I just don't see you in that way.
But
which alludes to the friend zone. But I feel like the friend zone. I feel like there has to be the power dynamic in the friend zone. So I don't know if I'm contradicting myself from earlier.
I think what I'm realizing right now is one is a noun and one is a verb. Maybe the situation can be a friend zone, but I think you're saying like a person can't friend zone someone.
I have no idea, dude.
I got lost. I've been fucking lost.
That's all right. If you wanna parse through that on your own at home and write into us and tell us exactly what we're trying to say,
Whatever parsing
what the
means,
right
do
thing
that.
is.
This is above my pay grade, guys. I'm
But,
just a salesman.
Yeah. Then they also talk about the other thing where guys are always like, no, girls just want a bad guy. They just want to do this. That's all they want.
So
And
why
she,
do good girls like bad guys?
And so if you agreed with that, or if you didn't, why do you think that is a thing?
This is a hard question, too.
Yeah, I
These are rough.
so
Why'd you say it like that? So I think a lot of stuff of why women like bad boys is a sense of it's like one, it's very popularized in culture, media culture.
Well, let me give you the thesis of what was being said, which is just
All right, give me the thesis.
girls don't like being treated like shit,
girls don't like, but they like bad boys.
but they like, and that's
How does that?
So I just wanted to put that out there as you go on with this.
I'm confused now.
So keep going with what you were going, Dalton.
What was this
Okay,
name?
so
Can
I'm
you
just
sit
gonna-
that down.
So I
It's worse.
So I don't think girls don't like to be treated like shit, right? However, girls also don't necessarily like to get every single thing that they want. And neither do guys. Like some guys don't like to get every single thing that they want, and they also don't like to be treated like shit. I think not social media, but like media in general, because who's usually the romantic interest in a movie? It's not it's not the guy who ends up with the girl.
It's
at the
not
end
the
most
good
of
guy
the
that's
time.
always there for
You know
her.
what I mean? It's
the bad
usually
boy that's in
Until
the
the
corner.
end, until when
smoking
the
weed.
main bad guy, until the main love interest is revealed to be a bad guy.
Yeah, but the thing is that like the other individual or the quote unquote bad guy is usually the interest for most of it. So I think that you start watching that at a young age, like that's impressed upon you, right? And then you get the fucking nice ass car. He doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Does all that. Like that just is slowly being like taught like socially. This is what you should be looking for. So naturally, that's gonna come through in what you think you should be looking for in a significant other. But then as you get older, some people grow out of it. Some people like that's just what they like. Like they never do that. But I don't think that necessarily means that they need to be treated like shit. I think that what they like about it is the thrill, the danger. Like it's unpredictable. You never know what's gonna come up. I think that has a lot to do with it, more so than like the actual act of being treated, poorly.
I don't really have anything to say to this.
You were the one who started it.
Yeah, then I got lost. I don't know.
How the hell does Cobra Kai fit in?
Yeah, what the fuck? Why is
So-
Cobra Kai in this?
Because it was like good guys versus bad boys, and it was like what my research, like the articles I was finding, was like girls are attracted to that because it exudes like protection and like hyper masculine traits, and it seemed like they like that when it's applied to the world, but not
when it's
quite
applied to them.
understanding that if they're applying it to the world, they're applying it to everything, including their partner, which is then what ends up happening. And just the idea of like good and bad, and then tying it to Cobra Kai, which we've been watching, which really, like, not Dalton, but Matt and I had been talking about it, and just the idea of how it's not really like the Karate Kid had a very clear good guy and a very clear bad guy. And this show is almost like entirely about neither.
Mm-hmm.
And just
It reminds me of this documentary that I watched, and it's this
little documentary.
Huh?
It's a little documentary.
It's a little documentary that I watched. And in the very first intro, I remember, I don't remember anything else about the documentary, but I remember this opening line. And it's somebody from the Secret Service, and he goes, when you start to interview different terrorist groups and different other people who've done like some bad shit, it's scary how true it is that there's no such thing as the bad guy, right? Like we here in America, we think about these things, and it's kind of changing now. But like when 9/11 happened, it was very clear. Like in America, it was we are the good people, they are the bad people, right? But when you go and if you talk to the other side, they also have reasons for doing things. And so it's like, then when you talk to them, they see themselves as the good guys and we're the bad guys. And then when you talk to the other side, it's like everybody thinks that they're the good guy. So, and all encompassing, like there's no bad guy, and it kind of like this show takes that clear cut good versus bad. And then now, like, as you learn more about both sides of the original movie, like you start to realize like, oh shit, no, like there's reasons for everything. Not saying that what happened in 9/11 or anything giant, massive scale, terrible disasters is justified in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that like when you talk to somebody, me and Dalton get into a big fight. David talks to Dalton first and naturally sides with Dalton because he's like, how can Matt do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then he comes and talks to me and here's my side of the story. Like it's a little harder. The lines get gray a little quicker, I guess,
Still nothing.
I no, not really. I don't know. Good guys, bad guys. They both suck.
Well,
They both suck.
It's all a mindset.
That's a hot take. Wait, okay, hold on. We'll go into that.
Okay, so you got good guys and bad guys. The good guys always think. I feel like there's a concept of somebody always want to be better than the other person, right? So you got bad guys who think they're better than everyone else because they don't follow the rules. You got the good guys that think they're better because they are following the rules. So obviously they're going to stand out, but they won't stand out because the bad guys stand out, right? So then you get a girl in between that, looking at the bad boys, thinking, oh, that's cool. Looking at the good guys, thinking, oh, that's safe. Girls usually in the movies, they want danger, so they go for the bad guys. And leaves the good guys out of it. But then they realize that they want safety in the end, so they go to the good guys. And the bad guys get left alone, drunk in a bar somewhere. That's how it always ends up. But at the end of the day, like, that's not really real. That's not real. Like, I could be a good and bad guy at the same time in somebody's point of view. You know what I mean? And like Matthew could be a good guy to me and a bad guy to somebody else. And he probably is, right? Same for me. I'm a good guy to somebody and a bad guy to somebody else. Same for you. Like no one is one thing.
Do you think this sounds like us justifying where we all got friend zoned when we were younger?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I feel like even getting back to the friend zone thing, that just it's something that everyone
mindset.
Everybody goes through. Everybody goes through it. It's whether you want to get out of it or you just kind of say, well, this is the way it is. It's very simple.
And accept it.
You can accept it.
Let's move on.
To a break.
Oh, I need a water, actually.
Good.
So, Dalton, why did you bring us over here? Why did you call us all?
Well, let me tell you for the first time, David. Matthew proclaimed.
He's the synonym
proclaimed
version of my mom.
It's a pop punk version of your mom.
I'm pop punk mom. But so my mom's gaudy style is a lot of like red and gold, bright like red and gold from Home Goods. Like it's artsy, but it's not like my type of artsy.
But the thing is that it's art that's so bold and in your face that every time my mom shows somebody what she got, it's one of those things like, it's nice.
If you want the dictionary term, gaudy is extravagantly bright or showy,
It's not mine. It's not my
typically
stuff.
so as to be tasteless.
So now
think
you
my
have
stuff is tasteless?
I don't think your stuff
So
is
now you have
tasteless.
Dalton who does the same thing only on like a different scale.
Explain, Matthew. What the fuck is the scale?
Dalton has 2 art pieces which are incredibly done, by the way.
They're great pieces.
Great pieces.
They
but,
look amazing.
but they're just
And
terrifying.
I have more than just
But they
2. I actually
are-
have 4 art pieces. 2 from Jimmy Jam Boom Bam. 1 from the artist at WonderCon that you got me.
The Avatar one.
And another from another artist at WonderCon that I really liked his work.
But they are extravagantly bright and showy.
Yes, and now explain to the audience why I even said this in the first place.
Because there's this guy on TikTok, his art is like does big artwork, but it's like very pop punkish, very like kind of like disoriented, different types of colors. There's not really a true meaning to it. It's a good way of explaining how my head works, to be honest. And I really connect with the piece, and I really like his artwork. Their stuff is like around like $300 a piece. And they come in super big frames, and I was going to put it over my bed. And Matthew said, I'm just like mom. And I don't agree with that term. I think I just like original art. I like that it's one piece that this guy does, and it's beautiful.
Good for you.
What's you want to shouty toddy him?
Yeah, shouty toddy him.
I can't remember his name right now. I got to go back on the tickety talk and figure it out.
All right. Well,
Can I make a correction to something that I said last week before I had any knowledge of actually what was going on?
yeah.
Yeah, do it.
All right, you guys.
I know
So
what you're gonna do.
last week I made a couple things, one off the air, one on the air. Off the air, I told David that I had GameStop stock, and he gave me this weird look like, how are you not more excited about this? Turns out when he was explaining it to me, I wasn't really listening, and I heard game. And so then game made me think of Dave and Buster because I have stock in that.
So you didn't have stock in GameStop. You had stock.
No,
stock
not at
in
all.
Dave and Buster's.
But you did buy Doge stock.
I did buy Doge stock. But not
Dogecoin.
GameStop. Dave and Buster stock also did really well that day. Just I think through everything.
part of it.
So then it was kind of like when you brought that up, I was like, yeah, like it's up. Like I'm happy, but I mean it's not like anything crazy. So I didn't understand. So then when we talked about it on the episode, I realized I was like, it was before I had done any research on it. So
It was also like that was
While it
the
was
day.
happening, yeah.
That was the day it started. So then the next couple of days, we were so close. We were so close to being like, right there. We were there with it.
Yeah.
Which is why we had no idea what was happening.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put it in the terms that I understand, so it'll be very simple for all of us, especially if you're not into the stock market. Basically, there's a subreddit that got together, said, "Hey, let's all buy this stock."
Gotta love Reddit.
Everybody goes, everyone buys the stock. Stock goes up because now there's a bunch of volume for the stock, so the price rises up. Everybody freaks out. Robinhood says, "Yo, you can't buy any more of these, so we can take care of all of the people," which is very ironic because their name is Robinhood. And instead of stealing from the rich to give to the poor, they stop the poor from participating in free trade.
To become rich.
So, and then now GameStop has fallen back down to earth, and they're sitting at about a $52 per share.
But the guy that
rate.
did start it put $50,000 in. I can't remember how much it cost at the time, but when it was at its highest, that 50,000. Well, he kept putting, because he did that about like 2 years ago. He kept putting in more money every time like it dropped. So I think at the end of it, he had invested a total of like 145,000,
Is he the one that ended up with like 11 mil or
and
something
he
like that?
ended up with $37 million.
And
Hey,
you pulled
good for
out.
you, man.
No, he's still holding. He sold like I think he sold like
He sold enough to get a
4
mil, and he's
4
like,
million or
Do
something.
you guys think if you guys truly
I would've
focus,
pulled out.
if you truly focus on the whole like stock market stuff, do you think you guys could actually make a living off it? I know I couldn't. I just don't think I'd be able to understand it, or even the anxiety of wondering if my money's being
that
lost.
the last part is what would stop me.
Yeah.
I would be a fucking stressed out
I'm,
mess.
That'd
I'm
be
way
hard.
too bullish.
So hard.
And that guy was a financial manager.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so he already did that for a living, and then this was just him doing it like on his own time.
That's something where you really have to let the market tell you what's gonna happen. Because like if you can read the charts and you understand it, you have to take emotion aside from it. Which is why like for my version of this is fantasy football. I don't draft 49er players because I'm way too emotionally invested in that. You know, in rare occasions where it's either like a rookie we drafted or like a sleeper, and I have that, like I've just been hearing this name a lot through like everybody that I follow, then I'll draft and I'll let them sit. But even with that, I've drafted rookies before and then nobody's heard of. Week 1 started because they did really well in training camp, but they don't even see the field. But like I know that I'm that emotional about that one particular thing. So if I were to invest in stocks, I feel like the people that do the best are the ones that are willing to look at the data for what it is and not skew it to what my emotional beliefs and my emotions are telling me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get way too butthurt. I'd be like, man, this is fucking stupid.
So I had no idea what the hell was going on last week, so I just wanted to clarify for you guys. So sorry if I misled anybody.
But yeah, we're not gonna go too much into it. That literally everyone has. There's all the memes about it. So instead, we're gonna go into our segments.
Slang trivia.
We don't have a theme for this one.
Do we? I don't know.
No, we don't. That's
We can
why I
make one
just
up.
said that.
We don't.
I'll make one up.
But
I just
all
did.
right. So
that drum?
as usually is,
No, you gotta go.
Dalton's so much better than you at that.
He's
watch
seen a couple more
more anime.
videos.
Not wrong.
As we usually go into this segment, Matt's gonna turn the computer away from him.
Whoa, we were.
We are going to unhighlight all of these
Yeah, do that.
and get right into it. Whenever you're ready, Dalton.
Hit me, big guy. Okay, hold on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many of these am I gonna know?
You're gonna know none of them.
None of them?
Maybe 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
We'll start from the top.
From the top?
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I want you to put this in a sentence. I'm not gonna explain it to you or nothing.
So no meaning, just use it in a sentence.
Just use it in a sentence.
Okay.
However you think it should be used. Ready?
I hate this segment. Okay.
First word. Stan.
Stan. I stand with my queens.
What does it mean?
Stand. It means like I take a stand for them. Standing up. Just take a stance.
How do you spell that word?
STAN.
And that means to take a stand
Yeah.
or to take a stance.
King.
This just makes me think of my
Different
beta
words.
fish.
I'm linking all the words so you can look up the actual definition
Thanks,
after.
David. Like,
This just makes me think of Stan the Man. Have I ever told you guys about Stan the Man?
No.
All right,
Matt,
guys.
why didn't you color? What the heck did you do to this thing?
Do what?
Can I fix your mouse after this?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. So Stan the Man, I had a beta fish in college.
Whoa.
Monique bought him for me. You remember him, Dalton?
I don't know what's going on.
Remember Stan?
Who's Stan?
Stan, my beta fish.
I fucking remember Stan.
He was the best fish ever. He was super cool. Every time I had this little bowl in my dorm room. Shouty Toddy, my roommate Steven Tanquary, he took care of him when I went home on the weekends. And whenever I would clean the bowl, I would put my finger in, and Stan would swim up. And he was he would like get really mad. He was like a Chinese fighting fish, so he'd fight other fish. But he loved my finger because I would put my finger in, and Stan would swim up, and he'd rub himself against my finger, and I got to like pet him. It was super cool. And then one day I went to go clean Stan's bowl, and I like scooped him out with my hand to like put him into like the other bowl while I cleaned the main one. And Stan freaked the fuck out, jumped out, smacked himself on the floor. I'm pretty sure gave himself a concussion. And
Obviously.
then I like I like put him back in the bowl really quick. And then like he just kind of like was like swimming in circles for a little bit. And then like a couple days later he was fine. All seemed well. He was doing his normal thing. And then one day I think he got sick or something because he looked really gray and passed away.
Now what you said about kings standing for our queens makes so much more sense.
Wait, so you didn't know
Because of
either?
that story with the fish?
No, because of this definition.
Oh, yeah.
So Stan. A reference to an Eminem song, Stan. The song is about an overly obsessed fan named Stan who writes letters to Eminem and ends up driving off a bridge with his pregnant wife because Eminem didn't write him back. The term means a very, very overzealous and obsessed fan of a celebrity, band, cast, or of a TV show or movie. So person 1, I just love Ariana Grande so much, I would die for her. I would track her every move if I could. Person 2, whoa, don't be such a stan.
Oh, so there's a guy named Stan. So standing for our queens means we're obsessed with our queens.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right, ready for your second word?
hit me.
Scuzz bucket.
Scuzz bucket. Scuzz bucket. So it's a bucket, obviously. What does scuzz stand for?
Put in a sentence.
Hey, bro, you got any of them scuzz buckets?
Okay, so if I say it more, let me give it a different saying. Scuzz bucket.
It's just a scuzz bucket.
Scuzz bucket.
Fucking. It would be a scuzz bucket.
Not close.
It
Close.
would be.
So it means a repulsive or disgusting person or thing.
Huh, okay. What are the two originating words? What does scuzz mean?
Scuzz, a repulsive person.
Is that like slang? I mean, this is fucking slang trivia, man.
Yeah, it's all slang.
But like, where does
Scuzz.
like what part of the world or country does scuzz come from?
Don't worry about it.
If you're gonna put me on the spot, I need answers.
Shut up, bitch.
It's from America.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Wait, that's all one, right?
That's all one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. I don't know how to say this without like saying it in like a thing. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, snake. Let's rattle.
It's how people in the Midwest get them to go have sex.
Hold on.
Oh, it's like a presentation. You have to scroll down until you see it. Use it in a sentence, Matt.
Hey, baby. Let's go snake. Let's go rattle.
You already forgot how it goes.
I did, yes, 1,000%.
Come on,
When do you
snake,
think? When do you think
let's
it's from?
I don't know.
What time period do you think it's from?
20s.
The 20s?
Yeah.
No.
No? Too late?
This is
Really?
No, it's too early.
Too early. The 1800s.
The 1920s was too early. Of a guess.
Oh, I thought you meant like too early, like too. Okay. The
Think of it.
70s?
No.
50s. Really?
There you go. That doesn't sound like a 50s term to you?
Come on, snake. Let's rattle.
Yeah, I guess I could see it.
It's like a fighting term, right?
No, you couldn't find it?
No.
It means, can I have this dance?
Oh, I did not fucking think that.
Yeah, me neither.
Come on, snake. Let's rattle. Or it could
Was
be
there
like,
a dance called the rattle? Is that why it's?
No, but when you shake, you rattle.
Wait,
like
so
Dalton.
what's the slang trivia? Is it that sentence, like the whole sentence?
Come on, snake. Let's rattle.
See, I've been duped.
That is the whole sentence.
Yeah, but see, I was expecting a word. All these other ones are words.
All right.
Slang trivia.
All right. How would you use this in a
Wait,
sentence, Matt?
since you're walking by, take your headphones off. There's a white claw in there. Will you hand it to me?
All right. Next part. Wetter than an otter's pocket. Use that in a sentence.
Water is wetter than an otter's pocket. Yeah.
Jesus, David.
Hey, yes, Sciatica, be nice.
I don't
We
care.
could have lifted his leg up any higher. I'm sorry. I'm done. I quit. I retired.
So you don't know what it is. You don't know what wetter than an otter's pocket is.
Use it in a sentence, Matt. Come on.
Is it where my mind wants to
Just
go?
say it.
Yeah,
Just say
go
it.
for it.
Say it.
Damn, baby, this is wetter than an otter's pocket.
Wow, no, that's gross. What's wrong
Fuck
with
you.
you?
You know
Fucking
that's what I was talking
disgusting.
about.
I can't
What
believe
is
you
it
say that
then?
on the podcast. This is a PG podcast.
Shut up. You said so much worse.
Fuck off.
PG for pretty great.
Yeah. Pretty good. Let's not give it that much credit.
He's so proud of that right now.
Okay. Wetter than an otter's pocket. A pickup line. Usually used by males from the 90s with a cool Mexican mustache and a good hentai girl. Moan imitation. They usually hit on young people's middle-aged moms just like Katsura. Katsura.
Yep, go.
Katsura.
Keep going.
Katsura. Regardless of how old the woman looks. And so I'm going to do the people. So you got Joe. Joe. Yo, are you Jojo's mom? Why? Joe, cause you smell wetter than an otter's pocket. And then Jojo's mom, OMG, marry me now.
That literally makes zero fucking sense.
Is that mean she smells? I still don't even know. Does that mean she
I mean,
smells
she smells
good?
nice.
I don't know. It's on Urban Dictionary.
You smell wetter than an otter's pocket.
Wetter than an otter's pocket.
I just like that it can only be used by a specific subset of people.
Okay.
You, babe.
And on a
you're-
specific subset of people.
Oh, wait, hold on. You, babe, you're wetter than an otter's pocket, your girlfriend. I just watched Thomas Gibson verbally degrade someone in Criminal Minds. Do you want to role play? So I guess it is kind of using Matt's term as well.
Hey, how wet do you think an otter's pocket is?
Dude, I got
Do
wetter
they
than
have pockets?
I don't think they have pockets.
young girl.
I don't know, but they
Jeez,
gotta be
I'm
full
not-
of blood too if they're in Singapore.
Yeah. Do you have any updates of the Otter Wars?
No, we haven't gotten any yet.
Dalton.
Sorry.
I hate. Have I told you guys how much I hate when Dalton comes up to me? He goes,
Yeah, you have.
"Matt, bro, dude, this is fucking crazy." And he tells me the headline, and I'm all, anything else? He goes, I don't know. And I'm like, why are you so excited about something but you know nothing about it?
That's the best part about it.
What were
Everything
you
surprises you.
gonna say?
I was going to say something?
Yeah.
Is there another word? Or
No.
is that it?
That's it.
Can I turn back?
Yeah, you turn back.
All right. Well, that's the end of slang trivia, and so we go into our signature
Signature
segment.
Is it? Rewind. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Is it canon, bro? I know.
That hurt. That one hurt.
And this week's Is It Canon actually comes to us
We don't know. We're going in blind
from
here.
Dalton.
Salty Dalton.
Okay.
Salty Dalton.
I thought you were gonna
Oh, he's so
do.
salty.
Hey.
I thought you were gonna do sexy sax man
No.
because you started that salty, salty, salty.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that one better. Michael wouldn't like it, though.
That's not. You didn't even sing it the way Michael sang it.
Sorry, Michael.
It goes, salty, salty, you're so salty.
Nah, I kind of like mine better.
All right, ready?
Sure.
So this one is about Saddam Hussein.
Oh, God.
All right, let's do it.
Just.
Saddam Hussein had a Stargate.
He had a Stargate, like from the movie, like from the TV show Stargate.
No, I'll read to you.
Okay, we're going to need a couple. This is going to go real deep. Mitchell's going to love this.
The theory that the Second Gulf War was waged in order to close a Stargate owned by Saddam Hussein, thus preserving the ambitions of the New World Order and preventing an alien invasion of Earth, is not exactly widespread. However, if you study the picture above closely, it looks suspiciously like Saddam could be saying Stargate. Yeah, mate, it's out the back. Want to have a look? And that's evidence enough for us. It also as much evidence as this website has.
Did that just say that's as much evidence as?
I never read the whole thing. I never read the whole thing.
Oh.
I thought it had so much more in there. And the website, the evidence as to why this is true, the evidence says this website. You click the link, it goes to the same exact website. Okay, I realize I've been bamboozled.
we got this happen in real time.
Again, Dalton just reads the fucking headline and doesn't read anything else.
Hold on, I'm gonna find a good one right now.
Are you typing in? Are you Googling, is it canon, bro? To see what comes up?
Are you finding another one based on Saddam Hussein, or are you just finding another Is It Canon in general?
Neither. I don't
Bro,
know.
just type in weird Canadian conspiracy theories and just click on the first one.
Weird Canadian.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be Canadian?
I don't know. I was watching a Canadian
How do you spell weird?
W.
I don't need your help anymore. It showed me on Google.
Hey, bro, they know you can't count. They were hoping you could spell.
I'm just gonna fucking
stuff.
go off this one. I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. So,
Yeah.
I feel like we do better when we don't know. We'll just run with it.
this is from Political Revolution. What the fuck, David? He does not like this Reddit.
Every time we fuck up, David's like, damn it, I gotta edit.
All right, so this is called my close friend got red pilled. What do I do?
So we're not talking about Saddam Hussein's Stargate anymore.
No,
I'm very
Do you
interested in
think
that
that's
original one.
canon?
I don't think so.
Do you think Saddam Hussein had a Stargate that was gonna let aliens come through and invade and take over the New World Order?
Fuck you. Why not? It's canon.
Why? Because he's dead now, so he can't defend himself.
I don't think he's dead.
Hussein,
Canon.
what's up, bitch?
You don't think he's dead?
I don't think so, dude.
You think he's with Elvis?
Probably.
Okay, hold on. I want to read this. I don't know how this is gonna go. Hey y'all, a dear friend of mine moved to another state roughly a year ago. That is only relevant because it means 1, our communication is limited, and 2, he has been away from his past community. Since COVID started, he has been going down a rabbit hole of far right, QAnon, Alex Jones, etc. Every conspiracy theory in the book. What's weird is that he was one of the most gentle, kind of revolutionary humans I've ever known. Gentle, kind, and revolutionary?
Gentle and kind are in the same family, but revolutionary
I
is
feel like
a
that's
little...
the opposite, right?
I don't feel like that has to be
You
opposite.
don't have to be like really mean to be revolutionary.
Okay. He wanted to start a co-op agricultural and physical healing center / community. He was anti-capitalist, anti-racist, environmentally conscious of all of it, whatever that means. Now he worships Trump, thinks Hillary eats babies, and thinks that Tucker Carlson, I don't know who that is, and Alex Jones are the prophets of truth and triumph. Truth and Trump is the what? Hold on. Chuck Carlson, Alex Jones are the prophets of truth, and Trump is the Messiah. He has bought multiple firearms for national security purposes. Okay. The list goes on. Question 1. What the hell happened? How can someone do a full 180 pivot? Looking for some sociological and physiological explanations. What can I do? This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is just somebody just...
All right. Well,
changing their mind.
Conspiracy theory is that there's something
I think we should
that makes people turn.
I think we should take it from is it canon to the boys' room, because our boy's struggling. We need to solve it.
All right.
Well, the good thing is that Trump is not in office anymore, so I feel like you have a lot of people going one way or the other. They're either... This is basically like when who died in 1991, and you hear a lot of people coming back to the ministry saying, "Oh, I was imperious. I was taken mind control of the whole time. That wasn't actually me."
All right, so we'll do mind control.
And then you have other people that were like, "No, he was legit. He was the one," and they got sent to prison.
I got it. So
And that's kind of like what's happening now.
mind control.
Yeah. So mind control. That's our topic for is it canon?
We've done that before.
It's fine. We'll do it again.
Do you think? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's answer this guy's question, and then we'll go into mind control in a second. So,
What was the question?
so this guy moves to a different spot, leaves his community, which kind of like community in particular is an interesting word. It automatically made me think like, okay, is he coming from a cult? Like, which then would make sense.
Well, it's a co-op. You know what co-ops are, right?
No, I have no
No,
idea.
what's a co-op?
Co-ops are like basically where it's like those villages where everyone's like all the children are the children of the commune.
Okay,
And like
so,
everyone lives
but-
together and
so-
uses everything together.
So my thinking is okay. Say co-op, cult, whatever you want to call it. If somebody leaves that environment, they're susceptible to whatever, like, if they haven't had anything else enter their mind, or they haven't ever really had to like sit down and question and have to think about things through, in a rational manner.
Yeah.
You don't have those borders or those barriers to kind of like bounce things off of,
Like,
right?
It's like one extreme or the other. He doesn't know how to like find
Sit in the middle.
Yeah.
So then that would make sense of if he leaves his community.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you turn on the news, especially for the last, like 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been nothing but QAnon, Trump, and all that stuff. So it would make sense that like if he sees that, especially, the large media outlets, which are, we're pushing all of that. If that's all you're getting constantly when you're turning on the TV, it would make sense that that's what you believe.
Including with social media, how it's been even like in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
With so many conspiracies and so many things coming out because of Trump in office and being like, oh, these are the reasons why. This is how he did it. So I can see how him getting sucked into Alex Jones and all that stuff, conspiracy wise, would be really big.
But and then also too coming from the way of being like when even the comments of him being a just a kind, gentle revolutionary, it tells you that like he was bought into whatever that community believed in.
Yeah.
So he might have that, I don't want to call it an extreme personality, but like he's more likely to lean completely to one side or the other than find that middle.
You can't just do 50-50.
So say that's me. I move out and all of a sudden
You become vegetarian.
we talk and I become veg, just complete veg. What do you think? How do you, in that scenario where I've taken the red pill completely on one side, what does that conversation between you and I look like? Like, is there a point where you're just like, there's no breaking through? Like, this might just be better for me to just sever ties and just kind of like let that relationship be every holiday type situation?
Ugh. I feel like even coming at that conversation would be kind of rough. I feel like that's what this guy's going through. Is he's like, I used to be such good friends with them, but now I can't have a conversation with them. And maybe this guy takes political views as serious as his friend does. So maybe that's why he's not connecting. They try to date instead of talking about it, they argue about it, which is a lot of problems that a lot of both sides have. You know, they can't just have a conversation. They have to argue with why they're right. So I feel like maybe that's why is like he was trying to have a conversation and, you know, didn't want to hear anything that his friend wanted to say, and his friend didn't want to hear anything he wanted to say. So then, boom, now he's a far-right guy who believes in all these things. And I don't know. I want to believe some of the stuff that this guy said, but I feel like he's just, at this point, he's like, oh, I've lost my friend. I've lost everything because of Trump, because of this. But in reality, like, this guy just agreed with the point more than he did, more than the other side. And there's not really a bad thing about it. It's just what his views are.
I think it's more the complete reversal of lifestyle. After that change of who he believes in.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just if he's surrounding himself in that knowledge, you know, like that's what he's gonna believe. And when you're not around those people that have the same views as you, you tend to lean a certain way more and more. But this guy does seem extreme, like either this side or that side, nothing else.
Yeah, and I think that's like, you know, where the world becomes black and white tends to make things a little rough, especially in that, you know, in this situation. But you know, with that being said, is like, does mind control exist in the way that we think, or is mind control more complex and subtle?
What's that as like propaganda?
So like, because when at least when I think about mind control, I think about people being like, now like I'm in your mind. Like,
I wouldn't say it's like necessarily
you know what I mean?
mind control, but like just him opening himself up to a different thought process.
And like being willing to entertain those things.
Yeah, maybe he felt like he should. Maybe that's why he left. Cause he's like, what else? Like, what am I not seeing? Like,
but that's open-mindedness, I think, versus mind control, which is against the person's
your will. Yeah. So I guess in this situation, no. Like, it sounds like he drank the Kool-Aid pretty hard.
But that's interesting because manipulation is like a weird thing, where it's not open-mindedness and it's not against the person's will.
So what's the difference between manipulation and intermittent reinforcement?
Well,
let's start with definitions. What is intermittent reinforcement?
Intermittent reinforcement is the idea of someone who gives not negative response or not negative encouragement or positive encouragement, but intermittent encouragement, which means it is just random and the level also doesn't consist of any type of pattern. And so it's a manipulation tactic that people use to get people kind of like to get under people's skin or like get people on their hook or whatever.
Yeah, so you see this a lot with people that a lot of people that are intentionally manipulative, whether they're conscious of it or not, when they will give an individual all their attention straight out the gate, right when they meet, just all this attention. And somebody that, you know, likes attention, like, you soak that in, you're like, this is awesome, right? And then, you know, after a couple months go by, either A, you disagree with the person for the first time, or B, something happens and there's a disagreement of some kind. And the person in quote unquote power in the situation, the manipulator, realizes that, right? They don't like it. It's not how things have been going. It's not, you're not agreeing with them 24/7.
Yes man. Yeah.
So then all of a sudden what they do is, instead of just being like, hey, I don't like, this is why, or trying to like find a reasoning for it, or giving you an answer, or trying to find a settlement, they take their praise and attention and take it down to zero immediately. Complete ignoring, right? And then what happens is now, like, you're like, as the person that wants their attention, you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, what happened, right? And so then you want their attention, so you try and start to get it. And then what you're talking about, the intermittent reinforcement, is every once in a while, instead of giving you all their attention, they'll give you a little more than they usually do now. And you're like, oh, okay, like, it's coming back. Always wanting to get back to that full 100%, but you're never going to get it because now you've started to, like, since you like disagreed with them or whatever that first situation was, it goes from 100 to 0, and now they give you like 5, 10, 15, 20, and then there's usually a baseline or somewhere around like 15 to 20%.
They said the point was to devalue it enough where they had to give minimal efforts. Like, they would give maybe 25 or something like that, and you'd be like, oh, great, cool, I'm getting something. Mm-hmm. But even then, 100, you're only getting 25. So maybe you'd start pulling away because you knew you weren't getting as much.
And then when that
happens, they give you a lot
to pull you back in.
And then they would give you nothing again just to keep you confused and on your toes.
Yeah.
And they would continually find like what's the base amount that they can give you
to keep you around.
And then like after so many of those cycles, they can get you down to, instead of giving 100%, now they only need to give you 10%, and you think it's like, you feel like it's 100 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who's on the other side is like in a constant state of confusion.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. I'm confused from hearing that.
That's because we're intermittently reinforcing you.
That this podcast is about.
Yeah.
No, but that stuff's crazy to me, like that, all that psychology play. And it's crazy to me how people are able to do these things without even knowing that they're doing it. Like consciously.
How do you think they learn
like
that?
Psychopaths and stuff?
Psychopaths, sociopaths. Like I think there's like different, I guess we don't really need to put a title on it, but just like individuals in general. I think they learn from their parents. Or maybe even like family members. I don't think that it's something that is like, hey, it's not like a textbook. It's not like we learn in school, like you sit down and like you're handed cards on fucking intermittent reinforcement, It's just like either A, you learn it socially, or B, you learn it through like experience. So David does that to me, right? Takes me through that whole cycle. And then finally I cut ties with David because I like realized what it is. But then I realized how much attention that I desired from David because he did that. So then I go and I do that to other people to get them to want to be around me all the time and do these different things,
Yeah.
So.
But, oh shit, what did I just have in my mind? But so you think then that like a person lies from other people. A person learns to lie from other people. It's not something they can discover on their own.
No, I think everybody learns how to do it because we all want to get what we want. And so we learn early on, we're rewarded when we say the right things.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes, I want this. So I know if I say this, I will get what I want. So I will say whatever I need to get what I want, especially at an early age.
It's a very Locke. I had to look it up. It's a very Locke way of thinking.
Yeah.
Where Locke is men are by nature peaceful, and Hobbes was men are by nature violent and evil, or evil.
I think we're self-serving. I don't think we're necessarily, I don't think we can put humanity in one side or the other. I think it's just kind of a mixture. But I think that everybody is self-serving, where we all want what we want and we'll do whatever it takes to get that. And then you learn that like through the course of like our childhood. Like I have one of my mentors, he tells me all the time, he's like, you don't need to teach your kids how to lie, cheat, and steal. Everybody knows how to do that. You know what I mean? Like I have a clear goal of what I want, and then I will do whatever it takes to get there,
Yeah, man.
Don, what are you squaring up with?
Oof, so much.
Oh, you do have a lot to choose from. I thought you were going to pick something very immediate.
Let me see. Probably squaring up with like, probably just my shoulder. Just piss me off. Just let me train, man. That's gonna fall.
No.
What about you, Matt? What are you squaring up with this week?
I am squaring up. What am I squaring up with? I've had a pretty good week, dude. I don't really know. I'm squaring up with Benadryl because I took it really early the other night to just get rid of some allergies, and I woke up absolutely in a daze. Like, I didn't shake my grogginess for at least half the day.
Yeah, that was me
Really?
this morning, dude. Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Like, so much so that, like, halfway through my workout, I woke up. Like, I was doing my workout, and then, like, I felt myself get normal.
At 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's not halfway through the day.
I
Yeah,
was
you
still
liar.
groggy. I was still groggy, but, like,
Oh,
I was
like
just, like,
actually.
yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
body, like, started to hurt because, like, I was working out.
What are you squaring up with, D-Rod?
You guys take so many drugs just to like wake up and fall asleep and stuff like that. You guys should go get sleep studies probably.
Nah.
I like the way I am.
Self-experimentation.
Self-improvement over here.
I guess. I'm squaring up with my fucking sciatica.
Hey, please make sure you edit the part where you stand up with you. When you
I
do
thought you were
this.
going to give something super, like, from the heart.
All right,
dude.
boys. I'm squaring up with you both.
I got something I need to say.
No, this sucks ass, dude. Just constant pinching, and it's like I can feel the difference now of when it's bad versus when it's bad, because it's like it always hurts in my knee, on the side of my knee, but I can tell it's going to be a problem when I can feel it in my butt, even though it all stems from my back. It sucks. Don't ever get it,
Yeah,
guys.
you walk slower, you talk slower.
I have to walk slower. I talk slower because I'm just dumb.
I'm just freaking stupid.
But Matt, what's your woe, dude?
My woe dude of the week is that people legitimately think that they are able to pay the IRS through gift cards.
They can.
No,
It's possible.
No,
Target gift cards.
stop. No, please.
All the 80-year-olds listening to our podcast are going to be real confused
we have
after
a little
this.
bar right there. There's a couple of them. Please, if anybody gets a call from the IRS that says the only way you can, if you've stolen money from us, and the only way you can pay us is through gift cards, hang the fucking phone up, please.
And like, not to stereotype, but if they have Indian accents, that's usually
just if the IRS doesn't want gift cards from Target, please just hang up the phone.
No one's
It's a
going to arrest
scam.
you.
The
And I've had to
US
talk like 2 different people this week. I'm on my way to Target. They're gonna arrest me. Like, nobody's fucking arresting you. Just hang up the phone.
everyone is getting stimulus checks. Maybe the IRS needs some too.
Yeah.
Not okay. Yes, in the form of cash
Thank
or
you, David.
any payment. Not freaking Target gift cards.
Oh, whoa, dude.
Google Play.
No,
Whoa,
it pisses
dude.
me off, dude. Like, there are old
That is
people
a woe,
out
dude.
There are people out there like that don't have a lot of money that are paying these idiots like a bunch of money. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it is.
Hang up the phone. David, what the hell is your
Whoa,
woe,
So
dude?
are you
dude.
squaring up with it, or are you woe, dude?
Doing all 3, bro. I don't even care.
You're stoked about it, too?
Kind of, because I might be making those calls.
Don't say that.
I won't. Just kidding.
I'll destroy you.
I'm only gonna call Dalton.
I'll fall for it every time.
David, what's your woe, dude?
My woe, dude. All right, so we were watching The Bachelor. If you don't know, The Bachelor's name this season is Matt, and
1 T or 2?
2 T's.
Nice.
Just like our Matt. And he had to send some people home, and they were all really like bummed out and talking in the thing about how one of them was like, "I'm never gonna date another Matt again."
I feel like
And
we're
so
in
that,
comedy right now.
that reminded me of some TikToks I had been getting sent, and all of them were about like, "Oh, boys that are gonna break your heart," or "boys you should never fuck with," and stuff like that. And Matt was a constant in that.
Matt's always in there.
And so when I saw that and like seeing Matt, because this Bachelor is a teacher, and it's like it's so crazy just watching him and being like, that's teacher talk right there. And he's a great person.
As they want you to believe
And
on The
so
Bachelor.
well, no, because last season's Bachelor was fucking train wreck.
Oh, tell us
He's like,
more,
you can read it
David.
on my blog.
But then it
David's
got
hot takes.
so hearing that, and it got me thinking like, do all these women hate Matts because they're players, or because all of the Matts in the world are just incredibly great people, but they can only end up with one person, and so they unintentionally break the hearts of all these other girls who don't get to experience the greatness of those Matts. And then that's why they all hate him, because they were like, he was such a great guy and I didn't end up with him, so I never want to go through that heartbreak again.
Well, first of all, I think there's a lot of Matts in the world. So I think just like by a numbers standpoint, you're going to get your heart broken by a Matt more likely than you get your heart broken by a Dalton. Even though...
Word up.
I don't know. Dalton breaks a lot of hearts.
No, he does. But what I'm saying is that like the chances of you dating a Matt and then going to meet somebody else, there's a higher chance that their name is Matt as opposed to their name being Dalton. So I think by that numbers standpoint, I have no idea, dude. That's crazy.
That was a thought I had. I was like, whoa, dude, maybe they're not all players. Maybe it's
just great fucking
maybe it
guys.
shouldn't be negative, focus on the name.
We do have a negative bias.
Yeah.
We do.
But instead,
Someone
it's
asked me
because you
what
guys are so
Wodude is.
great. Dalton, what's your Matt, what are you stoked about this week?
Dalton, what's your woe, dude?
My woe, dude, is how good Shrek 1 still holds up.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
It holds up,
All right,
dude.
Better or worse than the second?
I personally love
I
the
like the
first
first
one
one.
way more than anything else. But the second and third one are still pretty good. I still enjoy
Did you
them.
watch this recently?
Yeah, actually, it's also going to go into my stoked.
Okay, well, Dalton, what got you stoked this week?
So me and Matt, anytime my dad leaves for like the day or the night or whatever, me and Matt have a date night.
Hell yeah.
And we make steaks, and it's
Yep.
just me and him. We straight vibing, steady grinding, making steaks, watching Shrek. Next one, we're going to watch Shrek 2. Who knows? Things might get a little crazy.
It was our Shrek and Steaks night.
Shrek and Steaks. You ever heard of it? Get on that level. So that was pretty cool. So that got me stoked. Spending some quality time with Matt, eating cream puffs.
So many cream puffs.
My
My stomach hurt so bad.
Yeah, I was suffering, but worth it. It was
Absolutely.
good quality time. Shrek is funny. It's a good movie. He talks and he talks. It's
Not the gumdrop
the buttons. It's a great movie.
So good. That's pretty good, huh?
What about you, Matt? What is your stoked this? What?
Yep.
you
I'm just
stoked
gonna
this
run with the big guy.
You got stoked. What did it?
What got me stoked this week? I was telling Dave, I don't know if you heard, but I've created a list of non-negotiables. So it's like a list of the things that I have to do every day for me to feel like alive and happy, So it's like one of them is like talk to my friends, like talk to somebody that, I care about deeply. 2 is move and be outside. So like today on my lunch, I went for a run. So just creating that list and then just kind of like thinking about where I want to go. Like, I don't know, just get excited for stuff like that. Yeah. It's pretty basic. I feel like I say something like that.
That's
every
good,
week.
though. That's good.
But yeah. What about you, Cheese? What got you stoked this week?
I'm stoked about the apartment finally coming together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Getting all those boxes out. Got my
Hell yeah.
desk.
Fuck those boxes.
Fuck those
Got our
book boxes.
kitchen table and chairs. Got
Hell
our
yeah.
piano set up. Got
Nice.
our TV set up. Got our
Yeah,
couch
dude.
set up.
Couch.
Yeah, dude.
Looks like a real place.
Ooh,
So
shit,
many
it's
things
all
set up. Got your
coming
dog in that
together.
apartment.
I am genuinely excited though that Rachel has a piano that she can just walk up to and start playing again, because she played the other day and I was like, this is gonna be great to hear.
Hell yeah.
She makes some music
Well, it's also
now.
good that she's good. You know what I mean?
That's
'Cause,
what I
like,
meant. Yeah.
Also, she knows what she's doing.
I'm excited to hear her.
Like-
I'm sure she's not excited to hear me learn.
Like if I had to hear Dalton play Mary Had a Little Lamb like 2 more times, I'd lose my goddamn mind.
I learned
On the
that
guitar?
shit real quick.
Whatever instrument.
I learned it.
doesn't
I
matter.
learned it on the piano. I did. My grandma taught me, and then I forgot it the next day.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hopefully the other people in the apartment complex also like it.
they can deal with it.
More so the violin, but
I'm sure Robert will have his opinion. All right, if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. And as always, if you're listening to the podcast, leave us a 5-star rating wherever you're listening. If you're on the YouTube channel, what's up? Go ahead and leave it. Click the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. That way you know whenever we upload these posts. And as always, you guys stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Drumm.
And I'm drummer.
We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.